Copywriters, do you struggle with knowing what to say to new or potential clients? This video will help you land new clients in just 7 minutes. In this video, I'm going to give you a run-through of my copywriting pitch deck for landing new clients. Now, if you've ever struggled with what to say to new clients or potential clients, this could be just what you're looking for. Now, it's fully editable in Canva, so you can edit it to your heart's content to suit your needs. And you could even use it for things other than pitching to new clients, but included in the template is the text you'll need to pitch this to new or potential clients. Now, if you've already ordered my template, this video is going to be of huge value to you. If you haven't yet, I'll leave a link in the description so you can go have a look at the template and see if it's going to be right for you. Now, I designed the template myself from scratch. I've designed it to be clean and professional, and I've also included content in there that you can use that's based on my 10+ years of copywriting experience. So there's actually text in there that you can use, adapt to your heart's content. So with all of that said, let's get into it. Let's get into the run through of my pitching template. Okay, so this is the opening page of the pitch deck I've designed. And as you can see, you can edit this to your heart's content in Canva. You can put your own logo, your name, substitute your own photo, and down at the bottom there you can put who you're presenting to. So this would be the opening slide in your pitch deck, presenting to a new or potential client. Now, as I say, you can edit this to your heart's content, but I've put some text into the pitch deck so I can present it. What I'll do is I'll go through and present it in the same way I would present it to a client. And as I say, bear in mind, you can edit this, you can put less text in, more text in, you can edit this to your heart's content in Canva. So I would say something like, thank you for giving me a couple of minutes of your time today to tell you a little bit about myself, my background, and how I can help you with your copy and content writing. A little bit about my background. My career has been in IT and tech, and in the past I've worked directly for IBM, Fujitsu and Xerox, also running my own IT company for 10 years in the UK. Now, some time ago I saw a gap in the market for a tech copywriter, and I started my business Les Blythe Digital to meet the demand. I've been working as a professional copywriter for over 10 years, and in that time I've worked for some Fortune 100 companies including Microsoft, Home Depot, IBM, organisations such as PricewaterhouseCoopers, Professional Service, Bain & Co, UNICEF and so on. Obviously I specialise in writing for technology, cybersecurity and SaaS companies. So I thought you might like to know a little bit today about some of my success stories in the past and companies I've worked with. So let me share one such story with you. It concerns a company called Amazing Co Security Group, who I've worked with for over 4 years. Now, it's a hugely successful collaboration. Amazing Co creates value by sharing expertise and knowledge about IT threats. So they're basically a cybersecurity company, and they're trusted advisors to authority, governments and the news media. The team consists of IT security experts from over 20 countries. Now, one thing I wanted to just briefly get into today was to discuss the difference between a copywriter and a content writer. And I found through experience, this is something people get quite confused by. So I just want to clear that up quickly. Now, a copywriter uses language and words to convince readers to take a specific action. So generally speaking, they get the client or the potential client to engage with the company, and they want them to take a specific action, which might be, download a report, buy a product. Often copywriters will be specialists in SEO and sales copywriting or direct response advertising, that kind of thing. So it's very much a direct approach to the client. On the other hand, a content writer focuses on producing content that educates, informs and entertains. So they aim to create engagement over a period of time with the client, and they build trust in the brand, strengthening the relationship between the company and the reader. So that's the difference between the two. I thought I'd just clear that up for you quickly today. Now, what is the starting point for successful copy? Let's just touch on that briefly. The starting point is a buyer persona. Now, what is a buyer persona? As the description here says, it's a semi-fictional representation of our ideal customer based on real data and some select educated speculation about customer demographics, behavior patterns, motivations, and goals. So this really is the basis of all successful copy and content. To write successfully, we're really got to get under the skin of who we're writing for and understand them in detail. So getting to know your target reader intimately is critical to success. This is their buyer persona, or the persona, you can call it target audience, whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing. We need to know exactly who we're writing for. And as I say, you can't write targeted copy that connects with your audience without this information, okay? Now, once you've got your buyer persona, that's going to inform all of your copy going forwards. And, you do this exercise once, very important exercise, do it once, and that's going to show you value for years. That's going to inform all of your copy going forward. So a worthwhile exercise, and absolutely critical to get your copy and content right. Talking about getting your copy and content right, what are some of the key copywriting success factors? What are the points you need to hit to get your copy on point? Okay, so obviously identify what your prospect worries about most, what keeps them awake at night. We're looking for their fears, their anxieties, their pain points. We're looking for the stuff that they worry about, because ultimately we're going to present the solution to that problem. So essentially we're looking for problems that they're facing, or challenges that they're facing, that kind of thing. The first thing to do is demonstrate that you understand the problem, and then present your product or service as a solution. I always think of that as the big reveal, the ta-da moment, when you say, this is the problem you've got, it's causing you pain, this is the solution. Now, you must emphasize it's relevant with the benefits of your solution, not the features. Let me come to that in a moment. It's a big mistake people make to dwell on features, but really it must be the benefits of your product that you emphasize. And at the end, you'll add a call to action. It's important to always tell the prospect what to do next. Now, very important point, under no circumstances should we lead with the features of your product. Okay, a lot of people do this, and it's a big mistake in writing, and it's fully understandable, because the product owner, the company who developed the product, the developer, they're so close to the product, it's got some fantastic features and they want to emphasize that. But until you can answer the why should I care and what's in it for me questions, you're not going to make that connection. So it's bad practice to lead with features, a mistake that happens all the time and something to be avoided. And briefly, here's what I can do, what I can get right for you. I write compelling copy adapted to your brand voice, and I make sure that copy connects with your buyer persona and gets them to take the specific actions you want. So, for example, here are some of the things I can write for you. Sales pages, white papers, blog posts, pitch decks, case studies, ads, landing pages. And if there's anything else you need, we can discuss that too. Very briefly, I just want to touch on my process. This is how I basically work. We start the whole ball rolling with a detailed brief. I then do any research that's necessary to add to the information supplied by yourselves. Once that's done, I'll write the piece and submit my version 1. At that point, you would request edits. I'll give you a maximum of 2 more revisions, again, something we can discuss. And once the revisions are done, we finalize the piece, and that's the job done, that's the piece written. So just to give you an example, this is an example timeline and my standard payment terms for a 1,000 word blog post. Now, I always take 50% deposit prior to starting work, and I'll get the first draft of your copy to you within 3 working details of receiving a detailed brief. And that must be a detailed workable brief that I can write for. This is obviously all subject to my workload at the time. I'll continue to revise your copy until you're 100% happy with it. And payment for the second half of the contract, I invoice that a week after submitting the version 1. Revisions can take some time. I think a week is a reasonable time to get the revisions done. I always get back to you very quickly on these things, but the invoice will be raised a week after submission of version 1, regardless of where we are in the process. But obviously I'll continue, revising the copy till you're 100% happy with it. Now, this is what I see very much as the key to a successful collaboration, and it's what I've learned in the past working with a multitude of clients. What I'll do for you guys is I'll always give you my best effort, and you'll discover I always go the extra mile to help you. I'll meet deadlines, I'll be dependable, and I'll communicate impeccably. You can be assured of that. My objective at the end of the day is to become your go-to copywriter. and a valuable member of your extended team. So that's what I'll do for you. What I'd like to see from you guys in return, which I think is quite reasonable, is that you give me clear briefings that avoid confusion. Very important. It's not a good idea for me to get partway through writing some copy and find out there's a problem because we misunderstood each other. And if you can answer my questions that I have about any jobs as quickly as possible, that would really be appreciated. Just to say, please, respect my time. It's a two-way street. I'm going to respect your time. And obviously, as a copywriter, I need to be productive to earn a living. So my time is money, and I really appreciate it if we have a mutual agreement that we respect each other's time, which I think is quite reasonable. Okay, so I hope you found that run through useful, and you can see the value of the template I've created from scratch for you. Now, you can use the template in a variety of ways. You can present, once you've edited it to your own liking and to your own business, you can present it to clients live on a call. You could actually record the template, record your presentation of it, and just share the recording when you're on a call or send it to clients. How you use the template is really up to you. There's various ways you can use it, both for pitching to new clients, and obviously it's a professional, clean template. You can adapt it for any other purpose you'd want to use it for. Okay, that's it for this video. As I say, if you haven't seen the template yet, I'll leave a link to it in the description. You go have a look, see if it's right for you, and I hope it helps, and we'll talk again soon. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.